Welcome to the Eurovision Kiki podcast. We're three Americans who've fallen in love with Eurovision. You've got Doug, Katie, and Steven here, and we're here to bring you the best information about the Eurovision Song Contest. We'll bring you the music, history, traditions, as well as all the tea currently surrounding the world of Eurovision. So buckle up and welcome to this week's episode. Before we start talking about it, okay. Fix your titty. I don't know what you're doing.
There was
you said fix my titty.
I had something like in my shirt that was poking me.
We'll edit this in post.
I know.
No, we're just gonna kick it
imagine?
off.
We're gonna keep.
We're jumping in. Keep
we're
it in.
jumping
Keep
right
it in.
We're jumping right into
dare
Katie
you.
fixing the titty.
So if you're still here, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
It is sunny here in Seattle. Hopefully it's sunny where you are when you're listening to this, because it's spring, and spring means one thing:
What?
Eurovision season.
Oh,
and
okay.
now we get to rip people apart, which is my favorite thing to do. So it's time for us to dive into semifinal one, get some predictions, and we can talk a little bit about what you personally want to see versus the reality of what will happen. So just somebody jump in, give us some thoughts.
As a refresher, here's what we have as our semifinal one lineup. And remember, we have 15 countries that are competing. This does not include Spain, Italy, and Switzerland, host country, as interval acts during this. But we have in running order Iceland, Poland, Slovenia, Estonia, Ukraine, Sweden, Portugal, Norway, Belgium, Azerbaijan, San Marino, Albania, Netherlands, Croatia, and Cyprus.
It's a good list of some countries and songs.
Five of them will not be going forward after this semifinal.
Oh boy, who's going to sashay away?
Wrong show. But in my ideal scenario, I don't even know if it's like an ideal scenario. The countries that I have thoughts as far as like not moving forward or in like my ideal bracket, if you will, I would like to see Slovenia, Portugal. This one's a tough one for me, but I don't think that they have the popularity to move forward. Azerbaijan, Croatia, and then I know you both are gonna like slap me across the face if you could, but just out of the rest that are here, like I worry about Ukraine not advancing, but those are the five that I'm like, I don't see these five necessarily doing well. But then again, there are some countries here, or not, I'm sorry, not Ukraine, Portugal. Unless I already said Portugal. Did I say Portugal?
You did.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, Ukraine stays in there in that five.
Yeah. I think for me, the only ones that are like clear, like I would be, I don't know if I would be pissed, but I would be like upset and very confused if they made it through. That would be Slovenia and Portugal for me. That would be shocking if they make it through, both by my personal like opinion about those songs and also frankly from kind of some of the early odds that are coming out. Like they are not looking like they're gonna get lucky and go through. So I would be shocked if those two made it through.
Those feel like the safest bets to be at the bottom.
Yeah, I think so. And I think we all agree on those too.
I mean, if Clement is asking himself how much time do we have left together, I guess the answer would be till Tuesday, May 13th.
Yeah, we have exactly 1 month from today.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
so we do
those
know.
Two. Okay, so all three of us agree. Those two, they're at the bottom. If they make it through, we would be shooketh.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're the smallest glimmer of hope. You could say Croatia is probably throwing Slovenia their 12 points,
which
right?
would rattle some of this a little bit. Like, it would shake things up, I think.
But yeah, I do see Portugal, Slovenia at the bottom. For me, Croatia, Azerbaijan seem the most likely other two to join. I like both of those songs, but they do feel on the weaker side in this one.
It's been rough because like when Mama Gama came out with Run With You, I was really hyped about it, but it just, I haven't seen them do much with it. And I know we said this in last week's episode. I haven't seen them do much with it. I haven't seen them really out there with the rest of the Eurovision artists doing much publicity. I haven't seen them do much with like the tours or anything like that. And if they are there, you know, where is the social media presence? Because our algorithm is like not showing much of them. And if they're out there, folks, send it our way because I would love to see. I would love to see them.
Mine's exclusively Kai, so
Kai everything. Yeah,
Kai everything.
Mine is Cecil right now, so like it's a lot of her right now. So
I think for me, my ideal world, the 5 DNQs would be Slovenia, Portugal, Poland, don't hate me, Albania, and frankly, I think Norway or Iceland, because I just kind of go back and forth on those being kind of boring songs. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like kind of the big upset of like Iceland or like Norway doesn't make it and people are like, oh my god, what the hell? But what the hell just happened, as they say. But that would be like my ideal world. What I don't think that is going to be the way that it shakes out, though. I think it's going to, you know, unfortunately, I think Azerbaijan just doesn't have they don't have the clout really to necessarily get through. And I don't think people like Croatia enough necessarily to have them get through with Poison Cake. I think it's not enough of people's favorite song to get through.
Well, and that's the hardest part of this is what I want to happen and what will happen tend to be two very different things. Because, you know, if you look at my bracket here or my standings, I have Poland, Iceland, Estonia, Portugal, Slovenia as the ones I don't want to see advance. Those are just my that's my take. That's my personal thoughts. Do I think Poland will advance? Yes.
Yeah, in the odds. In the odds I'm looking at, Poland comes in 7th, and their qualifying chance is 78%. And this, I'm on the Eurovision World odds, and it's like, I mean, Sweden's 91%. Like, they're all really high percentages. San Marino comes in 10th as the last qualifier with 68% chance of making it. And then it drops to 48% chance of making it with Azerbaijan. Like, there's a precipitous drop after the top 10. And so I don't know who's making these odds. I don't know exactly how they're doing it.
But with this person.
But if these values, if Vegas has anything to say about it, like, then it would seem like this odds be just because the qualifying chances do have such a steep drop off after that top 10. I would not be surprised if this is the like exact placement. I mean, not necessarily the exact like placement of who comes in first when we ultimately get that result, you know, a month after Eurovision or whatever. Because some of those high ones, Sweden, Netherlands, Estonia, are 91, 90, 90% chance to make it through. And then Ukraine is up there with an 89% chance of making it through right now. And so like, those are all like, you know, maybe Ukraine comes in first place in the first semifinal.
Maybe
no one believes me.
If I had to look at Eurovision World and I was like, if they were 100% correct, I could live with it. Like, would I be sad that Azerbaijan didn't make it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'd be okay.
Yeah. My like ideal basically would be swap out Azerbaijan and Poland, probably. That
There
would be
seems
for
to be a
me.
lot of love for Poland, though.
There
Yeah.
I
is.
don't know.
Well, and I think something that we always worry about San Marino as being such a small country and everything, but we were talking about Gabri before we started recording, and I realized that I had a bunch of his songs on playlists that I have. And so I looked at him, and he's got 3 million subscribers on Spotify. Like, I think his name recognition and his popularity will help overcome the small country problems that
Yeah.
San Marino always faces.
Yeah. He may not necessarily do well come grand final. We may see San Marino perform on the lower end of the final 26, but I'm all for a small country still making it to the grand
Yeah.
final and just
And I
having
think
that representation.
he's got enough clout to make it to the final.
Yeah. So Sweden, Iceland, and Norway, they don't have anything to worry about. Again, we're talking
Iceland.
You think? You think
I think
Iceland's a lot?
Iceland has something to worry about.
No, they're clustered right there, and I think there's solidarity in those countries that they're
Okay.
just going to be like
Currently,
eight
Iceland has
points,
a
10 points, 8 points, 10 points, 12 points.
currently
like-
Iceland has a 34% qualifying chance. And so even if they get an 8 point from one of their Nordic brothers, if that's the only 8 points that they get, they're not making it.
I don't know.
Yeah, that could go either way for me. I would not be upset if Iceland didn't, but at the same time, if they did, I can live with it.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, looking at these like standings and chances of making it, they're coming in 13th.
Yeah.
Behind Slovenia.
Make that make
Oh,
sense.
yeah. Make
Well,
that
I
part
mean,
make
it's a
sense.
36% chance of Slovenia making it versus a 34% chance of Iceland making it. So there's a margin of error in there.
Maybe they meant 3%
a standard deviation
instead of
away.
34%.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, you're within like a standard deviation of where that could fall. But I'm kind of surprised.
We're talking
to
fancy
see...
and doing math and standard deviations. What
you guys?
Girl, it is we are recording
am a literal
on a Sunday.
This is
Katie is
what
an
I
engineer.
do. I'm
This is what she
I'm
does.
basically a statistician with the role that I have. So I do a lot of this stuff.
She builds rocket ships, people.
It's
in
true.
her spare time.
It's true. No,
it's her
that's
full-time
actually most of my time.
What, you don't spend all your time at the Kiki?
It's literally
I
her
wish.
job.
I
literally
wish,
her
you
job.
guys. I'm a little surprised. So something, we talked about with Azerbaijan and not really seeing them anywhere. I feel like I'm not seeing Belgium anywhere, and they're not in nearly as much of a, like, it looks like people are calling them pretty safe, which I think is interesting.
Yeah,
He's
talk to us about your best
seventh in the
friend.
odds.
Yeah, talk to us about your best friend, Red Sebastian, Doug.
Okay. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, I like the song. I just don't believe he can sing it. And I stand by that. I said what I said.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to see the song advance because, again, this is the song contest, not the vocal contest. Now, vocals have something to do with it, but I mean, I think he won his national final because people like the techno of it. So I think it'll advance. I really do. And I have no problem even if it gets top 10 because I like what the song can be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the song too.
Yeah. And I'm interested to see. I'll be okay if Albania does or doesn't make it to the grand final and, in the semifinal, whether or not they go. I know there are folks here in this Kiki that will flop it, as we've learned. I'm interested to see what staging does and if that may persuade others to feel differently afterwards and be like, okay, let's go.
And they have a
LFG.
ton of support online. Like if you look at like the Reddit on Eurovision and things like that, people love that song.
I
So
know.
I don't get it personally,
We don't
but
have to.
I don't think that they should be going in super nervous about making it through. Like
Yeah.
I think they have enough support. It would take them pretty much bombing to to have them not make it through, I think at this
Yeah.
point.
So it's safe to say that we at least can agree on 3 countries that we feel strongly
Well,
probably won't qualify.
and I do feel like some of the ones that were like on the bubble about, it's not like I'm gonna die on a hill of this song better make it. Like there's nothing that I am so adamant about that
So
I would
you're
be
okay if
devastated.
Bada Bada Batsu didn't make it. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, no, but see, that's the thing. I'm not even worried about that. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's the
so
one.
far from like the realm of
That's so
possibility
far
that
from reality.
to even think that that would be possible. But that one would. I mean, if that somehow didn't qualify, I would be upset.
Right. What I meant was the songs that are towards the bottom
In
that
the
are
bubble.
possibly on the bubble.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I am going to, riot over. It would be. There's some of these that I'd be sad, like, oh, that's too bad. But then, like, okay, great, move on.
Should we? Should anybody be like worried for Tommy Cash and Espresso Macchiato, or
I don't
are we
think so.
feeling pretty safe about him?
I'd love for it not to qualify.
Well, that's not the reality.
But see, that's the thing is I don't think that's the reality. I think he will advance.
Yeah, I think he's
after,
going to advance.
Even after his like even though he tried to like start drama earlier this week.
It's his persona. It's what he's doing. He's in my opinion, he is intentionally being a bit of a douche for. So you talk about him, right? Like he needs to be controversial for his brand. Either that or he's just.
For the listeners that don't know, what is the controversy that he got himself into?
Oh, what did he say? Let me go find it.
He went after Gabri Ponte and San Marino as far as like song quality.
He did that, right? But he also did it for like overall. He was basically kind of like trolling all songs, I think, or like a majority of Eurovision songs, where he was basically like, not like the good songs don't really truly win Eurovision. Like take Sweden, for example. They've won 7 times. But
I remember him saying something along the lines of like, I want to win, but I know Eurovision isn't fair. And so basically like planting the seed of like, if I don't win, it's a conspiracy. But I think that's part of...
Who do we know that does that? What's the, politician that we might be thinking of who just does that all the time in America? Who's that?
If he loses, it's rigged.
I don't
That's
know.
weird.
Unfamiliar. But yeah, I think his persona, from what we've seen of him and what we've gotten to know of him, he's kind of in that like professional troll type of public profile. So I think that some of this stuff is going to put a bad taste in some people's mouths, but he's going to have he has people that are pulling for him no matter what.
The clout's there. So that's fair.
But if I want to make a bold prediction, I'd love to say that he doesn't advance. That's my bold prediction, and we'll see if I'm right.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, I think my bold prediction would be that Poland doesn't make it. I don't know if that's like super bold, but for me, like that would be nice for me. I don't love that song. But, I think it would be surprising if it doesn't make it through. Like, if she makes grand final, I will not be surprised by that. If she didn't, I would be happy and surprised.
Right.
If she makes it, I'll be sad and unsurprised.
I think the one for me would be Norway. That's the one that's like hardcore bubble for me in this semifinal. I would be shocked either way if they did or didn't. It's one of the ones where it's like, that they're going to be like the 11th place, honestly, for me, where it's like either
people would be. I think that would be.
People will be. That'll be like the Luna. Yeah, that'll be like the Luna for this year for many folks, where it's just going to be like, how did Kyle Alessandro not qualify?
So you heard it here first. Steven's bold prediction is that Norway may not make it.
It's on the bubble for me, folks. I just got to put it out
now. Cue people flooding the comments and DMs and just being like, Steven, you've got to go. Get out of here. You don't know European music.
Because I don't know European music, and our DMs are just getting flooded all the time.
All the time. I mean,
like my.
There's so many haters. It's amazing.
Yeah, but that means we're doing something right. We've got haters.
From time to time, we do something.
You gotta have those bold predictions, because otherwise it just gets boring, right?
Like,
okay, everybody's gonna make it. Great. It's just an honor to be nominated. Cool. Go home.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, semifinal one will be good nonetheless. I think it's we've talked about this before. It's a good lineup. There's always going to be like that one country or that one artist that will surprise us, that will somehow find their way into the grand final. There's going to be the one song or the couple of songs that we're going to be shocked did not, because we have just loved it from its inception, and we're going to have to pour one out for them. So stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for devastation. All right.
Yeah. maybe we'll go live. I don't know. Well, I'm like,
I actually was going to throw that out to the listeners. So, with Eurovision coming up, we're trying to like plan our recording schedule. Girl.
Doug, what is going on over there?
My phone decided to have a life of its own and just, start playing some Eurovision.
Okay.
Oh my God, not Eurovision related, but also people might appreciate this. For those hardcore millennials who remember the fantastic 90s cult movie Serial Mom, I was suggesting that to a friend not too long ago, and my phone picked it up as Siri call mom, and it decided to call my mom. So I'm like, no.
I was wondering where that story was going.
Too. And you know what?
That's what happened.
Still disappointed in the outcome, but at least I understand it now.
Well, thank God I heard that story.
Yeah.
My life would definitely be much less rich if I had never heard that story. So thank you for
Katie,
that one, Steve.
We're trying to figure out what to do while Eurovision.
Anyway, I think I'm soliciting feedback from the listeners, because we've talked about potentially going live. Like, would that be something that people are interested in, and would people tune in? And we can coordinate and figure out how to do that. We might have to do a couple practice live sessions first, just to make sure we know how to do it. And with whatever recording equipment Steven is going to have access to while he's actually in Basel. So, but yeah, if you want us to go live, let us know. If you'd rather have like a big super mega episode after, where we like gather all of our reactions and then talk about it, then maybe we'll do that. But what would you like to have us do?
And to folks that will be out there as well, if you happen to see myself from the Eurovision Kiki, don't be a stranger. I'm all for high fives and hugs and hellos, and you may even get a Eurovision Kiki sticker from me, because I just ordered more. So yes, you too.
Yeah, one of those.
Walk away happily with a Eurovision Kiki sticker, as long as I don't forget to pack them and make sure that I don't forget that. So with that, let Katie and us know what you would like to see, as we are gearing up with just weeks away before we are in the trenches of 2025 Eurovision Song Contest. In the meantime, that'll do it for this week's episode. Be sure to give this episode a like and maybe even consider giving us a follow or a subscribe on either YouTube or Spotify, or both. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Eurovision Kiki. If you got questions, drop them below in the comments on either platform. And as always, we will see you at our next Kiki. Bye-bye.
Bye.